But as a human being, I have an opinion, and I'm sure you do. Texting, emailing, Twitter, all that, it's obviously been very effective for all kind of reasons, like what Jane just described, or the January 25th movement in Egypt. That was, to a substantial extent, a Twitter-type movement. And there are many other examples. I mean, that's the way people get organized, and communicate, and so on. It's the way my daughter talks to her daughter in Japan, let's say, that kind of thing. I don't like it very much, frankly, for exactly the reason you mentioned. One of the consequences is that there's a kind of a cheapening of discourse. You know, things that you can't say in whatever it is, 200 characters, don't exist. Well, you know, any serious thought about any topic is going to take some attention, thought, qualifications, you know, looking at various aspects of it and so on. And that's excluded by the medium. So what tends to happen is, you can see it with activist movements, which are using these methods very effectively, but there's kind of like a pressure there inherent for them to turn into cults in which you repeat catechisms, you know, things that you can say briefly and quickly and that don't have qualifications and don't consider the opposite, considerations that might be to the contrary of the conclusions and so on. In general, that's not a good thing. And it's not just these new technology. I think that's been happening much more generally. I can see it, you know, I've been teaching for 60 years, and you see differences. Young people don't read anywhere near as much as they used to. I have friends who teach undergraduate history, say, and they tell me that they simply cannot use the texts that they used to use 30 years ago. Students can't understand them. You know, they look at the long paragraphs and eyes glaze over. It's not what you're used to. I can see it with my own grandchildren. You know, they're stimulus hungry. Like I have a grandson who lives not too far away, a high school student. My daughter brings him over often Sunday night, and he's supposed to do his homework. Of course, he hasn't done anything all weekend. So he sits down Sunday night carrying out the activity that he calls doing his homework. He's got a laptop. He has earphones with all kind of whatever it is going in there. Alongside the whatever he's doing on the laptop, he's communicating with about 10 friends, you know, about nothing, you know, like I'm standing up, or you know, I'm having a sandwich or something. And all of this has got to go on at once, you know. And if it's anything less than that, he gets kind of nervous and jittery. Well, I think the Twitter texting effect is contributing to that. I mean, I've noticed that, say with my grandchildren, emailing is no good, because that's too slow and too extended. You know? So it has to be something much shorter. And when I said that my daughter communicates with her daughter by texting or Twitter or something, it's because her daughter won't, my granddaughter won't look at anything longer than that, like emails out. You know? And these are negative. I think these are harmful effects that go along with the very useful effects of the new technology. That's kind of